right, here with head coach Eddie George. Team just defeated Kennesaw State 27-20. Coach, just open up with your thoughts about the win.
Yeah, tough win on the road. 2 back-to-back road games. Had a heartbreaker at UT Martin last week. Long week. Took us some time to get back physically, emotionally, and I had to challenge them to dig a little bit deeper within themselves to play a complete game. Had a great week of preparation and practice. And guys just held each other accountable, and that's what I'm seeing the most growth in, is the leadership and accountability piece that they're having for one another. I'm not having to do it all, you know. I think they see the importance of that, and they're really doubling down on that aspect. And when you're in the grind like that, you know, that's what you have to rely on, and I think guys are starting to really believe in it.
Jordan Gant stood out tonight, 105 yards, first 100 career yard rushing game, had 2 touchdowns as well. Just talk about him stepping up and just his vision he had out there on the field today, just running behind his old line. Greg was saying it was like Le'Veon Bell out there. Just talk about his performance for me today.
Yeah, I don't know about Le'Veon Bell, but I will say that he's a very patient runner. The offensive line did an outstanding job of getting downfield, staying on their blocks. Kennesaw State, listen, they don't give up many yards rushing, and we knew that coming in. We had to be very patient with it, but Jordan, I told him to run behind his pads, run with authority, take on the defenders, and strive to get yards after contact. You know, any great running back or any good running back, they all want to hit the home run, but the home run is hit when you're doing the routine plays routinely, and that's getting the hard 2, the hard 3, the hard 4, and as you saw, it finally popped open for him at the end, and it was a big touchdown for us to get the victory.
Yes, sir. Secondary looked solid today. Boogie Trotter, he had a lot of playing time today, as well as Jeremiah Josephs, who's been well all season. Josephs finished with the interception, sack, and he had about 7 tackles on the night as well. Talk about the secondary's performance and Joseph's performance as well.
Yeah, I mean, their receivers were capable. They were able to put up some big-time points against Furman. They played here a few weeks ago, back early in the year. Threw for over 300 yards, and it was a great test for our defensive backs, and I think that's something that they welcomed. Man, we're just, defensively, we're doing everything we can do. We've got to learn how to jump on fumbles and complete interceptions when the ball hits our hands, but for the most part, Jeremiah really has become a student of the game. Him and Monroe Beard, they are becoming a pillar of our defense.
James Lowry, 5th straight field goal of 40-plus yards, hit from 51 tonight. Are you going to try for 52 next week?
Hopefully we don't have to for game winner. We'll try to keep it within range. Jimmy told me before the game he felt good from that range. I said, okay. He tells me he feels good. We're going to go for it. I like his confidence. I like what he's doing, his approach, his focus. The operation has been spectacular, and I'm really proud of him.
Talked about Monroe, 14 tackles last week. He breaks the single-game record. What have you seen from him game in and game out?
He's just a wrecking machine. He understands the defense. He anticipates really well, and he just has a nose for the ball. He has a knack for football, and when he's arriving, he arrives. And he's making tackles. He's not missing anything, and he's been phenomenal for us on the defensive side.
So let's talk a little bit about Eric. 5 tackles, sack, last-minute play, big play right there. What's he doing for you?
He's growing. Eric has continued to grow. I think he learned a lot from last week, coming off the bye week, a learning lesson. He spent a lot of time last week on his own, after practice, hitting the sled. And I think that extra work is paying dividends. And I think the guys can see other guys doing the extra is going to help us out in the long run.
So Atlanta's always been a great place for TSU fans. Homecoming for Kennesaw State. Fans showed up next week. Yeah. Homecoming for Tennessee State. How important is it just to have fans at home?
Listen, it is everything. Believe it or not, the fans make a difference. They help us in the fourth quarter. They help us on big third downs. They help us, when we win. We feed off of that energy. So when they're in the game and they're supporting us, we hear the band, it matters. And it really is awesome to have them behind us in that capacity.
So not only that, but 3-game homestand in total. How important is it for the guys to kind of, stay in that home mode, not having to go on a bus and travel in hotels? And
getting somewhat of a routine is going to be key. And I think just being at home will allow us to give us an extra day to prepare, an extra day of rest, and just knowing that our home crowd can be behind us for the next 3 is going to be huge for us.